Protea and Protea Prime are extremely reliable warframes for casually and easily completing almost all missions in the game. In today's video, we're going to be covering free builds for Protea and Protea Prime that's going to allow you to easily complete or take part in almost all of Warframe's content with ease. I'm Iflin, I've been playing Warframe for 10 years, and welcome to my ultimate Protea and Protea Prime build guide. Protea is a frame who is extremely proficient at sustaining her resources like her energy and protecting herself and allies from foes. Protea's first ability is called Grenade Fan. Grenade Fan, whenever it's tapped to be casted, will make Protea throw a grenade that will create an area of effect that will deal slash damage to all enemies who are caught inside. If you hold the cast Grenade Fan instead, it turns into a shield satellite, which is a ball that Protea or her allies can pick up to be granted additional shields. To increase how much damage Grenade Fan deals or the amount of shields that it can grant, we equip ability strength mods on Protea like Intensify. To increase how long the effects of both the grenades last, we want to use ability duration mods like Continuity, and to increase the radius that Grenade Fan affects, we want to use ability range mods like Stretch. Protea's second ability is called Blaze Artillery. Blaze Artillery will make Protea deploy an artillery unit that blasts heat damage at enemies that it faces. Each enemy it hits increases the firepower of the next shot. Ability strength mods increase the amount of damage that Blaze Artillery deals. Ability duration mods increase how long Blaze Artillery lasts. And ability range mods increase how far the Blaze Artillery can detect enemies. Protea's third ability is called Dispensary. Dispensary, when casted, will make Protea deploy a device that will drop 3 different items after a short delay: an empowered health orb, a universal ammo pickup, and an energy orb. Increasing ability strength on Protea makes Dispensary more likely to drop one of the 3 resources that we listed. Adding ability duration makes the Dispensary hang around for longer, so more ability strength and more ability duration means more drops. Protea's fourth ability is called Temporal Anchor. When you cast Temporal Anchor, you will snapshot your current location, your current energy, ammo, and health values. You'll be able to run around and deal damage to enemies with a brief window of invulnerability. Once this ability's duration runs out, or you cancel it manually by pressing 4 again, Protea is going to create a small explosion dealing damage to any enemies around her. This is also going to cleanse you of status effects and rewind you back to where you first casted the ability. Any ammo or energy spent is going to be given back to you, and any health lost is going to be restored, and so on. Things just go back to how they were whenever you first casted the ability. Strength mods increase the damage of the explosion. Duration mods affect how long the ability can last for. Range mods affect how big the explosion is when the ability runs out. Protea's Grenade Fan, Blazing Artillery, and Dispensary abilities are the better abilities in her kit, so most of our builds will optimize these abilities. We also have Protea's passive, which increases the amount of power strength an ability has by 100% if it's her 4th ability cast. So every 4 abilities you use, the 4th one is going to have plus 100% ability strength. On Protea, we have 3 different builds. First, we have a Temporal Erosion build that makes use of all of Protea's own abilities. On this build, we focus on increasing our ability range and ability duration stats, as high duration will benefit all of our abilities and high range will benefit our Grenade Fan and Blazing Artillery abilities. On its own, Temporal Anchor is quite an underwhelming ability, so we opt to use the Temporal Erosion Augment mod, which you can get from the Arbiters of Hexus and the Parent Sequence Syndicates. This augment will enable our Grenade Fans and Blazing Artillery to strip a certain percentage of the enemy's armor per hit while Temporal Anchor is active. You can increase the percentage of armor stripped with this augment mod by increasing Protea's ability strength. However, because the Grenade Fans and Blazing Artillery hit enemies so frequently, we actually don't need that much ability strength. To make a build for Temporal Erosion where we can strip the armor of enemies fast and kill as many enemies as possible in a short time frame, we throw on, of course, the Temporal Erosion Augment mod. Then we throw on Stretch and Overextended for more ability range, Continuity, Augur Message, and the Multi-Efficiency Arcane for more ability duration, Equilibrium and Prime Flow so we constantly have a lot of energy. Equilibrium pairs well with Protea's Dispensary ability too, as it drops energy orbs. We've got Archon Vitality as our defensive mod, as the bonus conditional effect of this mod makes abilities that deal heat damage like our Blazing Artillery ability apply heat damage twice. Prime Sure fit it in the Exilus slot, but if you don't have this, you can run anything in here. I'd recommend something like Cunning Drift or Power Drift. And finally, a little bit of ability strength, so we strip armor as often as possible and deal as much damage as possible, so we run Multi-Efficiency and Growing Power. If you don't have Growing Power, you can go ahead and run anything in this aura slot, but Corrosive Projection is probably your next best bet, as it's going to help you strip the enemy's armor faster. To play this build, you want to jump into a mission, cast your Dispensary ability for some energy, cast Shield Satellite by holding down 1 for additional shields, cast either a Grenade Fan or Blazing Artillery, then cast Temporal Anchor as your 4th ability to take advantage of that 100% bonus ability strength passive and increase the percentage of armor stripped per hit from your Grenade Fan and Blazing Artillery abilities. While Temporal Anchor is active, just spam Grenade Fan and Blazing Artillery to strip a ton of armor and deal a lot of damage, then rinse and repeat. Now I know what you're thinking. You see Protea's Blazing Artillery ability and you think to yourself, man, I wish I could make a build where the Blazing Artillery just kills all the enemies for me. I've got you covered. For this to work, you want to go to the Helminth and you want to replace Temporal Anchor with Rhino's Roar ability. With this build, we want to be lazy. Imagine standing on a defense objective or playing Interception. We want to be able to cast Blazing Artillery and just stand still. So we rock 254% ability duration, so Blazing Artillery, Grenade Fans, and Dispensary all last long. To achieve this, we're going to run Prime Continuity and Narrow Minded with Multi-Efficiency to complement. We have a little bit of ability range, so each of our abilities, apart from Dispensary, can reach enemies and allies a bit further in a single cast. We're only running Overextended for range here. And because Overextended negatively affects our ability strength, we want to run a few ability strength mods and Augmented to counteract. I've picked Blind Rage and Intensify, however Intensify is flexible for literally anything that you want. You could run Precision Intensify for a stronger Rhino's Roar buff if you're playing late game content with this build. For my defensive mod, I'm running an unranked Archon Vitality because I don't care about the increase to health, I just care about the double heat damage passive. To sustain my energy, same as the previous build, Prime Flow and Equilibrium. In the Exilus slot, we run Prime Sure-Footed again, and in the Aura, to stay on the theme of lazy, we run Corrosive Projection. To play this build, first cast Dispensary, then cast Shield Satellite, cast a Blazing Artillery, then cast Rhino's Roar with the plus 100% ability strength Protea passive. Recast your abilities as you need, and you'll be ripping through every enemy all while standing in one spot. Let's say we want to be mega nerdy and we want to take advantage of the fact that Blazing Artillery deals more damage per enemy hit, and we want to optimize how many kills per second we can get. The build for you is a Larva Protea build. This build requires you to have subsumed a Nidus Warframe for the Larva ability. We take the Larva ability and replace Temporal Anchor. With this build, we want to grip as many enemies as possible with a single cast of Larva, so to do this we need to heavily invest into ability range by equipping Overextended, Augur Reach, and Stretch to our Protea. We then want our Larva and Blazing Artillery to last long, so Larva can effectively grip up enemies and Blazing Artillery has the time to hit as many as possible. We can get our ability duration to 155% just by throwing on a Prime Continuity mod. We can then amplify this even further by using Multi-Efficiency when our shields are active. For energy sustain, I've opted to use Prime Flow and Equilibrium yet again. I've actually got 2 defensive mods equipped this time, both Archon Vitality and Rolling Guard. The conditional bonus from Archon Vitality, which is the double heat damage, is too good to pass up on. You can run an unranked Archon Vitality if you really want to save up on capacity. And I'm assuming that the people that are going to shoot for this build are going to want to use it in Steel Path content, which is why Rolling Guard is equipped, so you can just do a roll if your shields ever go down or you think you're going to die due to a bleed proc or a toxin proc. Prime Sure-Footed is equipped in the aura again, so we don't get knocked over by ourselves or by enemies. And then finally we have Growing Power equipped for a little bit of strength alongside Augmented, which will take us over 100% strength when all conditions are met. However, ability strength isn't that important on this build due to Protea's passive and the nature of Blazing Artillery, which is increased damage per enemy hit. To play this build, cast Dispensary, cast Shield Satellite, cast Larva, and then cast Blazing Artillery as your 4th cast for the additional ability strength. And just like that, you know everything that there is to know about building Protea and Protea Prime. This video came out the day of release of Protea Prime, so if you want to farm her relics efficiently, you can farm her Lift relics from Hepit in the Void. It's a capture mission. For her Meso and Neo relics, you can run Ukko in the Void, another capture mission. And for Axii relics, you can run Apollo on Lua by forcing Rotation B, by defending only 3 conduits on round 2, then defending only 2 conduits on rounds 3 and 4 and up. If you have Archon Shards to throw on, I recommend running 3 Crimson Shards to give you more ability strength and at least 1 of the Amber Shards for more casting speed. The final slot you can use to give yourself whatever you want. You could opt for more ability duration, more ability strength, or you could even drop 1 of the Crimson Shards to run 2 Emerald Shards. That way you can effectively strip armor away with just your guns if you're running corrosive damage on them. If you want to get early access to all of my videos, consider becoming a channel member by clicking join beneath this video. Or if you want to support my channel even further, view exclusive behind the scenes content, get early access to other cool or helpful things that I work on, and get to know me a little bit better, consider subscribing on Patreon. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more Warframe content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.